Hello everybody, welcome to another Nephilim Builds. It's Pride Month and we're going to be celebrating by making various LGBT plus characters in media. Today we're going to swap genres as Bingqiu from the Scum villain self-saving system. Side note, why is Bingqiu the ship name when Bingqiu is so much more fun to say? As always, keep in mind that these videos are about capturing the spirit of the character rather than capturing their abilities perfectly. With that said, let's start with the Scum villain himself, Shen Qingqiu. Using the standpoint array, we'll put the 15 into intelligence. His mere encyclopedic knowledge of proud immortal demon Wei hard carries him. Next we'll put the 14 in dexterity. He gets the hang of all the swordplay pretty quickly. After that's the 13 charisma. He might not be hitting triple digits, but he pulls more than just Luo Binghe. We'll put the 12 into constitution, being immortal has its advantages, and then the 10 to strength. We'll dump wisdom. It took Shen Qingqiu way too long to figure out that Luo Binghe was trying to smash. For race, we're going to go with Variant Human, putting our increases into Intelligence and Charisma and taking the Weapon Master feat to bump Dexterity. We'll need this to get Rapier Proficiency, the other choices won't matter. We'll also take Persuasion and speak Common and Celestial. For background, Shen Yuan was kind of a nobody, and Shen Ju's background doesn't matter to this build. So we'll make a custom background taking History and Deception and being proficient with Calligraphers and Painter Supplies. You know, for giggles. Moving on to class, we're going to start off as a wizard. We'll get Wisdom and Intelligence saving throws, pick Religion and Investigation for skills, and be proficient with wizard weapons. At level 1, we'll get Arcane Recovery and start with 3 cantrips. We'll take Dancing Lights because he does literally this, and Prestidigitation for effects. We'll also take Firebolt for some fire magic. I actually read the books this time and watched the Donghua, and he absolutely has fire magic. Does the wiki mention it? Nope. Then again, turns out MXTX doesn't really expound on what people's abilities are in the actual novels. That's fine. I'll do it myself. We'll start with 4 spells prepared, taking Burning Hands for more fire, Detect Magic, and Mage Armor for AC. We'll also take Catapult for Plucked Leaves, Flying Flowers. At level 2, we'll get our Arcane Tradition, taking the School of Divination for Divination Savant and Portent. Sure, the timeline changed, but when certain arbitrary abyss events that the system renders obsolete by having Mobejun break Luo Binghe's seal early are unavoidable, knowing the source material is almost a form of foresight. I'm not blaming MXTX. I'm not even blaming Master Airplane. I'm blaming that stupid system AI. But seriously, I have to get this out. The whole point of Luo Binghe being thrown into the Endless Abyss was to have his demon seal removed. Now, obviously with Master Airplane interfering in the background, the system had to do something to facilitate Luo Binghe getting thrown into the Abyss. But having his demon seal broken before that happens literally negates the entire purpose of him being thrown in. And again, I'm not blaming MXGX for this. This is obviously just meant to be a very flawed AI that doesn't really understand narrative, just fucking things up. The fact that it bothers me this much just proves that that scene is doing its job. Anyway, we'll take Magic Missile for some Ki Blasts, and level 3 we'll take Continual Flame. We're now going to multiclass to Divine Soul Sorcerer. We need some Cleric spells, but I couldn't take Cleric for poor insight reasons. We'll get Favored by the Gods and Divine Magic, taking Good for Cure Wounds. We'll start with 4 cantrips, taking Light for another Light Source, Word of Radiance for Ki Pulse, and Guidance and Resistance to fill the slots. We'll also start with 2 spells, taking Detect Evil and Good and Guiding Bolt for a bigger Ki Blast. At level 2 we'll get Font of Magic and Draw a Blank, and level 3 we'll get Meta Magic. We'll take Quicken Spell and Subtle Spell as well as Spiritual Weapon for the Floating Sword trick. We'll also swap our blank for Aid. At level 4 we'll take the Skill Expert feat, bumping Dexterity, taking Acrobatics, and Expertising History. We'll also take Thaumaturgy for effects and Enhance Ability for superhuman feats. Back to Wizard at level 4 will raise Intelligence. We'll also take Blade Ward to fill the slot, Scorching Away for more fire, and Shield to block. At level 5 we'll take Fly to fly around on our sword, and at level 6 we'll get Expert Divination and Life Transference. If I had a nickel for every time Shen Qingqiu does this, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's funny that it happened twice. At level 7 we'll take Hold Person for the Immortal Binding Cable, and at level 8 we'll cap our Intelligence. We'll take Identify to have the system tell us what something is if we don't recognize it, and Thunder Wave for a Palm Strike. At level 9 we'll get Legend Lore to get some cut content lore dumps, and at level 10 we'll get the Third Eye. We'll also take True Strike to fill the slot and Spirit Shroud to channel Ki through our sword. At level 11 we'll take Jump to jump good, and at level 12 we'll raise Charisma and take Featherfall because what is fall damage? At level 13 we'll take Long Strider for speed, and at level 14 we'll get Greater Portent and Expeditious Retreat. At level 15 we'll take Protection from Evil and Good. This build has an absurd amount of baby spells. Lastly, at level 16 we'll raise Charisma. We'll get more use out of boosting our sorcerer spells than from our sword. We'll also take Clone for the Sun and Moon Dew Mushroom Body. When am I ever going to get another chance to take this spell? Also, I could have taken this at level 15, but come on, I can't let PFEG be the capstone. Now that we're level 20, we finally have our modifiers. For inventory, we'll take a rapier for the Shuya sword and a wand for our fan. Our AC with mage armor is 16, our move speed is 30, and our average HP is 102 with 20 d6 hit dice. And with that, we are done. Of course, what's a Scum villain without an OP stallion of a protagonist? Using point buy will make Charisma 15, there's Riz, and then there's convincing 3 digits worth of women to share you. Yeah, that was the old timeline, but you can't tell me he couldn't still have his harem if he wanted to. Next we'll make Dexterity and Constitution 13, he's skilled with his hands and hard to kill. After that we'll make Strength and Intelligence 12, he's strong and clever on top of everything else. We'll dump Wisdom though, this man gets antsy of Shen Qingqiu so much as goes to the bathroom without him. For race, Luo Binghe is half demon, but the type of demon is actually a race of fallen angels. So we're going to go with Aasimar, putting our increases into Dexterity, Charisma, and Constitution. We'll also get Dark Vision of 60 feet, Celestial Resistance, Healing Hands, and the Light Cantrip. We'll also speak Common and Infernal. Either Acolyte or Urchin could work here, so we'll split the difference with a custom background. We'll take Stealth and Religion, speak Celestial, and be proficient with Cook's utensils. I don't know what kanji is, but if Luo Binghe is good enough to earn half his harem, I want to try it. Moving on to class, we're going to start off as a Divine Soul Sorcerer. We'll get Charisma and Constitution saving throws, pick Deception and Intimidation for skills, and be proficient with Sorcerer weapons. At level 1 we'll get Favored by the Gods and Divine Magic, picking Chaos for Bane. We'll start off with 4 cantrips, taking Thaumaturgy for glowing eye effects as well as Firebolt, Create Bonfire, and Green Flame Blade for fire magic. He actually uses more fire magic than Shen Qingqiu, and it still isn't in the wiki. Seriously, how many builds did I fail to do justice because I trusted the wiki to be accurate? Seriously, y'all need to hire some Cosmere fans to write these things. We will get every detail. Anyway, we'll start with 2 spells, taking Burning Hands for more fire and Guiding Bolt for a large Ki Blast. We're now going to multi-class to Fighter, getting light and medium armor and all weapons. At level 1 we'll get Second Wind in our fighting style, taking Dueling. We're now going to multi-class again to Hexblade Warlock to get the Shenmo Sword. We'll get Hex Warrior and Hexblade's Curse as well as our Celestial Revelation, picking Necrotic Shroud. We'll get 2 cantrips, picking Eldritch Blast and Sword Burst for more key attacks. We'll also start with 2 spells, picking Shield to block and Hellish Rebuke for more fire. We'll dip back to Fighter for Action Surge at level 2. We just need this to fill out the build, and I didn't want it to be the capstone. Back to Warlock at level 2 we'll get our Invocations, taking Armor of Shadows. The second one won't matter. We'll also take Hex for more damage. I'm thinking this and the Hexblade's Curse could be the Blood Knights. At level 3 we'll get our Pact Boon, taking Pact of the Blade for the Shenmo Sword and improved Pact Weapon. We'll also take Misty Step to teleport with Shenmo. At level 4 we'll raise our Charisma and take Prestidigitation. We'll also draw a blank. At level 5 we'll get Thirsting Blade and take Spirit Shroud to channel Ki through our sword. We'll also swap our blank for Dream for Ming Mo's Dream Technique. Back to Sorcerer at level 2 we'll get Font of Magic and take Featherfall because what is fall damage? At level 3 we'll get Meta Magic, taking Twin Spell and Quicken Spell. We'll also take Spiritual Weapon for the Floating Sword Trick. At level 4 we'll cap our Charisma and take Guidance and Scorching Ray. At level 5 we'll get Magical Guidance and Fireball, and at level 6 we'll get Empowered Healing and Enhanced Ability. At level 7 we'll take Death Ward, one does not simply kill the OP protagonist. At level 8 we'll take the Tough Feet and Borrowed Knowledge for some Protag level skills, and at level 9 we'll take Skill Empowerment for more Protag level skills. At level 10 we'll get another Meta Magic, taking Empowered Spell as well as Resistance to fill the slot and First Step for more teleportation. At level 11 we'll draw a blank, and level 12 we'll raise our Constitution. We won't be able to get Regenerate, so we'll need to make up the difference with more HP. Why are we not getting Regenerate, you ask? Because at level 13 we're going to take Power Word Pain for more Blood Mites. We're also going to swap our blank for Dreams of the Blue Veil to jump between continuities. Another spell I might never get to use again. I'm eating good today. Now that we're level 20 we finally have our modifiers. For inventory we'll take a long sword for the Shenmo Sword and an amulet for the Jade Pendant. Our AC with Armor of Shadows is 15, our movement speed is 30, and our average HP is 191 with 2d10, 5d8, and 13d6 hit dice. And with that, we are done. Now what can these boys do? To start, Luo Binghe hits like a Black Moon Rhinoceros Python with Spirit Shroud, Necrotic Shroud, and Hexblade's Curse. He also has a ton of HP and healing, and plenty of magical ranged attacks to boot. Teleportation also makes him a nightmare to keep up with on the battlefield. Meanwhile, Shen Qingqiu is no slouch in combat either, even packing a few control options. He also has Portent to help see things coming, and has a good backup plan with Clone. For weaknesses, Shen Qingqiu will be in power word kill range if you so much as sneeze on him. Also, all of his damaging spells are second level or lower. Honestly, the biggest weak point with these two builds is, well, Shen Qingqiu. The only thing Luo Binghe is really bad at is wisdom saves, and they're both bad at those. Which honestly just makes sense if you've read the Danmei. Weaknesses aside, these two will be shooting towards the sky. Thank you everybody so much for watching. If you'd like to support my channel, there's a link to my Patreon down in the description. $1 a month gives you 2-day early access to my videos, a chance to vote for future characters, and access to all of my homebrewed content. Let me know what you thought of this video down in the comments, and I'll see you all next time when I make Nimona from Nimona.